What's up, Ross?
What it do, baby?
Oh, I see you got a new mask, Ross.
Hell yeah, boy.
Oh shit! Why am I yelling?
I
Anyway,
don't know.
Ross. So you're probably wondering why do I have a Wikipedia article based on a fistful of paintballs?
Who knows, my G?
So the reason why I have it open is because I'm actually watching Community on Netflix. It's been on for a month and a half,
Yeah.
and I'm just taking my time watching this because, well, I mean, we're in a quarantine. I don't know how much longer this quarantine is going to be. Is it going to be six
Probably
seasons worth of
forever.
Community? I don't know. So that's why I'm taking my time. So Ross and I were just discussing this before we started recording. Um, Community. So Ross, I'll let you go ahead and take the lead.
All right. So, my mom loves watching The Big Bang Theory, and quite frankly, I hate it. And Abed to me reminds me so much of Sheldon, except the more toned. Like I feel like Sheldon is just kind of an extreme, while Abed he may be extreme, but he's more kind of a relatable character. So I introduced my mom to the episode, the Dungeons and Dragons episode, the first one, right? I, I think it's funny because her main takeaway is that Pierce is an asshole. I'm like, well, I mean, yeah, maybe I should have picked a more Abed centric episode, but yeah, and then like Jordan here said that he's currently watching the Fistful of Paintballs episode. Whatever. Few, uh, it says on the screen. You know what it says.
Yeah.
But I just think it's kind of funny how like the episode starts off with a spaghetti western theme, very much a spaghetti western style. And then as soon as the second episode, the follow up episode starts, it kind of quickly loses that in favor of a Star Wars theme, which you could kind of argue that Star Wars is more like like I guess a modern version of like Western stories, you know.
Yeah.
Hold on, this I can't really talk with the mask on. I like it for aesthetics, but to actually talk, it kind of sucks. I'm mask free.
Wait, what?
No, I'm just saying this. I'm mask free because it's kind of difficult to talk with a mask on.
Oh, I got you. I got you. After writing the second season's finale, Marvel Studio President Kevin Feige gave Joe and Anthony Russo the job of directing
Oh,
2014
nice,
Captain America: The Civil. I
nice.
I
That's
I
cool.
knew that these episodes are what got them the job over there. But look when this episode came out, 2011, and then right
Oh
away
wow.
he gave them the job for Captain America, and that came out 3 years later.
I think it's kind of interesting that like most of Dan Harmon's writing community, community, um, like went on to make Marvel movies and shit like that.
Not
And
Dan
I
Harmon.
mean, like,
Not Dan Harmon. Dan Harmon
yeah,
made
not
Rick and
them,
Morty.
but I'm saying everybody besides him, right? And
Oh,
if you watch Rick and Morty, like he's just very petty and just it's kind of like all his friends went to write big time Hollywood movies while he's still kind of like you know and you could sense that kind of I guess negative energy coming from the shows. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
Yeah, like that episode that recently it was the heist episode and how heist movies are just convoluted and just too much shit. Which I like heist films, but there's kind of I kind of agree with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I personally don't like Dan Harmon. I think, and this is not me knowing him. I think Dan Harmon is an asshole. Um, so I just personally don't like him. From what I've heard, I don't like him. I feel like if it wasn't for Dan Harmon, we could have had Chevy Chase throughout the whole six
Yeah,
seasons and not have. But
yeah,
but uh, I don't know. And you can tell he wasn't utilized that perfectly in season 4.
yeah,
Um, and I mean, it's not because Dan Harmon wasn't there, because Dan Harmon wasn't there for season 4. I just think the damage that was done, it fucked up that 4th season. And so I don't think it had anything to do with the new showrunners that they got. I think it was like there was just so much negativity towards Dan Harmon, um, or brought about because of Dan Harmon that everybody just hated season 4. So I personally don't like Community after season 4. I don't think season 4 is perfect, but I don't think it was the worst.
Yeah,
There was some things I liked about the last 2 seasons. I did not like Jonathan Banks. I did not. I liked what's her name, Hedges Brewster. I liked Keith David. I thought they were like great additions to the show after Chevy Chase and Donald Glover left. But I did not like the last 2 seasons. I really didn't, because Community, it felt like a family. Like it felt like students taking classes there. After season 4, it just like, well, why keep the show still on? I'm glad it did. I'm glad it ran for another 26 episodes. But I'm one of the people that don't want 6 seasons in a movie.
yeah,
I always thought like, oh, okay, you're dragging this 6 seasons in a movie too far. When everybody thought that after season 3 it was going to get canceled, and everybody's all like, but what about the other 3 seasons in the movie? It's like, dude, come on, man! Like this was a perfect show.
yeah.
Me personally, I think Community was great its first 3 seasons. Season 4 was okay. Season 5 was meh, and so was season 6. I like season 5 and 6. I didn't think they were perfect.
Yeah, because I'm on this a ship posting page of Community, right? And whenever people bring up season 4, it's just known as the gas leak year. And looking back on it, it's like season 4 didn't fit its usual tone of weirdness. Like the show's weird, but I feel like season 4 would just like stretching how weird can it be, especially with I like I call him Mike Ehrmantraut because I'm so used to him on Breaking Bad. But with the addition of Mike Ehrmantraut on the show, it just feels like I don't know. They tried to replace him with another old man, but it's not quite the same. You know what I'm saying?
The thing about him is he's not known for his comedic talents.
Right, right.
And they brought him back or not back, but they brought him on because they needed to replace Chevy Chase. And I thought, like, why get Jonathan Banks? There was no need to get Jonathan Banks. Jonathan Banks did not serve any purpose of that in that show.
Right.
They could have, like, bringing John Oliver back was perfect, and that's all they needed. They just needed John Oliver. Just bring John Oliver back.
And it fit the joke, like back in I forgot what episode it was, but it was where Shirley was delivering the baby, and he's like, "Oh shit, I gotta go." And then with him coming back, that felt like a really long joke to pay off, and that was the payoff, you know. So in the sense of the joke, that really makes sense, you know.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. I kind of wish. I can't think of. There was one joke that I liked. One joke, and he was in 11 episodes, and I only laughed one time, and it was the joke. He was telling Starburns, if you don't turn that off, you're gonna hear 2 sounds. Me punching you twice. And I thought, okay, that was pretty funny. Everything else, man, I didn't like the way he meshed with Abed. I didn't like the way he meshed with Annie. I honestly think he just meshed perfectly with Jeff Winger.
Yeah, and I also think it's kind of weird how season 4, or yeah, I think season 4 started with Jeff being a professor. It felt kind of very much like jumping the shark, you know, like just doing, and like what I said earlier, like grasping at straw just to be like, hey, look at us, we're a cool show. Like, okay, you know. Yeah, it's like oh yeah, Jeff is now a professor, and oh yeah, we got the guy from Breaking Bad. We're cool now, huh? But I mean, but Troy's gone, Pierce is gone. I mean, might as well just end the show, dude.
I totally agree. I totally agree. Honestly, I was okay with them canceling it after season 5. Yahoo, like, just they didn't kill the show, but I feel like there was just no special episode with season 6. There really wasn't. I like the last episode, but aside from that, like, there was really no special episode. No episode stood out for me with that last season. And honestly, man, I know they brought it to Netflix, and I know like everybody's like, oh, because they brought it to Netflix, maybe we can start talking about making a movie again. But it goes back to the whole Arrested Development thing. How Arrested Development waited 7 years to get a season 4.
Right.
Community's been done for 5 years, and by the time that movie comes out, especially with the virus that's going on, it's going to take a lot longer. I'm predicting that movie to come out in at least 2 more years,
Like it
assuming
feels.
that everybody comes back. And
I think the only reason why like it hit a fever pitch, no pun intended, is because of like because you're at home. It's now on Netflix. It's more convenient to stream it all on Netflix with no commercials. I hear that Netflix added some few jokes or whatever, and the fever pitch is so high. Like, yes, we love the show, but do you really want a movie though? That's the question. You
the
know?
thing is, it's not that I don't want a movie. I just feel like the movie is going to take so long to come out. Community's already been done for 5 years.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know anybody that like, aside from the fans, I don't know anybody that's asking for a Community movie. I'm not. I'm not.
I feel like that conversation is similar to the Walking Dead movie. I mean, as exciting as for the Walking Dead to be on the big screen, does anybody really care what happens to Rick? I know I don't.
See, the thing about The Walking Dead is it's still relevant. Community is
That's true.
not.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Walking Dead is still going. Community's been dead for, no pun intended, but Community's been gone for like 5 years.
Not only that, but I'm pretty sure like most of the cast are on to other things. You know.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Well, it's not that I know for a fact that, okay, so Joel McHale's not doing anything. Ken Jeong is doing The Masked Singer, and that's gonna wrap
Cool.
up already.
Yeah.
It doesn't require too much commitment from Ken Jeong. Danny Pudi is doing that DuckTales in the Apple show. Gillian Jacobs is not doing anything. Donald Glover is doing Atlanta, but it's been 2 years since season 2, and
Yeah, like they only have 2 seasons, and like they're supposed to like make a third and fourth season last year, but because of Donald Glover's tour, and that's another thing. Like he's also a musician. He tours, you know, so he's busy with that. He's busy with Atlanta, and you know, I just feel like Atlanta and Community is two different shows, and I think Joe McHale is on like a DC show or whatever it is.
No,
And Yvette Nicole. Huh?
He's in like one episode.
Oh, okay. I thought he was like a main part of the show.
No, but yeah, no, man. I'm not. If it comes out. Like I'll be happy. Like, hey, it's just another Community episode. The thing about Community is some of those episodes, like the paintball one that we were talking about a little bit ago, that felt like a movie.
Yeah, because of the cinematic, and it was like the director had an eye for the movie. You know, they have such a vision for storytelling and a grander scale. Like with them on board, anything could feel like a movie coming out of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But it just it. I don't know. I just, would I like a movie? Yes, but I'm not like encouraging them. Like, come on, hurry up and make the movie.
Yeah.
It comes. If it's good, it's good. If it's not, okay, whatever.
Because I feel like when fans force anybody, like fans force like the favorite artist or whatever, like to do something like force it, it's gonna come out shit. Because you're forcing them to get excited about it when they themselves, the creator, should be the ones excited to present it to you. And if they're not excited to present it to you, then it's like what we were saying about Arrested Development the other day. They're not gonna enjoy it. It's gonna be forced, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's it. I just, if they make it, they make it. If not, okay, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm not chomping up to bits. Like I like Community, but as far as like, hey, you gotta make a second. I mean, because that was more of a one-off joke. It's not like meant to be taken in serious. It's like this Abe we're talking about. He's like a fourth of all. He's kind of like the Deadpool of Community. You know.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
What would you want the movie to be if they did make a movie? They've done
I
stop
mean,
motion, they've
that's a
done
tough
action
question.
adventures, they've done musicals, they've done puppets.
Yeah, yeah.
It's hard to like, well, what are you gonna do? And how many paintballs have they done? They've done 4 or 5 paintballs. I really don't want I don't want a community paintball movie.
Like, is it gonna be like a reunion movie, like where everybody gets
Well,
together and
yeah,
be
it
like,
could be a reunion
yeah,
movie.
well, oh, fine, but in terms of the actual story, like, oh, there's this reunion dance or whatever the fuck, and
Oh
it
my
feels like it's gonna be an extended episode of Community. You know what I'm saying?
well,
Like,
it
it's not
is.
gonna be an actual movie, but just a longer episode. You know?
Well, I mean, that's what a movie is.
Well, I know, but I mean, like,
I,
whatever.
I just don't want it to feel like it is an episode. I want it to be cinematic. Do I want explosions and monsters? No, absolutely not. But I don't understand what is the movie gonna be if they've made zombie movies, they've
Mm.
made paintball, they've or not paintball, but
Because
they've
the
done
thing with
action, they
Community,
did mafias. That like I mean, what else are you gonna do? Like I feel like
because the thing
Community uh, aside from time travel, they even did a body switching episode. So I don't understand like what they can do.
Yeah, the thing with Community, like it's not like a standard TV show where like every episode is the same way and it's like plot A, blah 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 blah. It's like every episode is different. It could be like a documentary type episode. It could be, like basically what you're saying. Like they play with the genre so much. So with them having a 2 hour movie, like what is it going to be like every 30 minutes they change up the genre and be like, oh, now we're doing western, oh no, now we're doing mystery, now we're whatever. I mean, think of the typical movie fan, like they've never seen Community, but they recognize some of these actors based off of the movies. Be like, oh, okay, what's this? They watch it and be like, fuck. Let's say they're not familiar with a Community show, but like they're probably not gonna get it, you know
Yeah.
and it's only for the diehard fans. And unlike The Walking Dead, which is still relevant, still on, this is like an old show, and it's like, hey guys, remember us? Like, okay,
But I mean, it's still on. Why would
yeah,
anyone forget them? All right, Ross. Let's just go ahead and jump into our game over here.
yeah,
Ross.
because this conversation is getting kind of stale.
Yeah, yeah. No, it is. It is. All right, Ross. You know how to play this game.
For sure.
1 through 10.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me all that guys. Um, give me 7.
7. Ross. Let's do number 7. Let me just change this up. There we go. Ross, what are your thoughts on me rubbing my bush all over your head?
George Bush, George Bush does not care about black people. And meanwhile, Kanye West is like fucking, you know, getting chummy with Trump. Like, bro. Oh yeah, the question.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was so weird, right? It happened
It really
last year.
was.
It's like all of a sudden he's getting super chummy with them and shit and saying ridiculous shit, and then he's like, but excuse me guys, I'm mentally ill. Like, bro, no, you can't play that card. What the fuck? Like, being mentally ill has nothing to do with your shitty consequences.
Mhm. It's funny because people forget that he announced that he was running for president. Then
Oh yeah, that's true.
remember, and he
Right? Yeah,
hasn't
yeah, yeah.
campaigned once, and he's like, he made it sound like he was serious. I knew he wasn't, but he's like, if it's not obvious, I'm running for president, and it's like, well, why haven't you campaigned? Don't don't
Actually didn't
don't,
see the
don't
speech.
say stuff if you're not gonna commit to it.
Yeah, I didn't actually see the speech, but I saw the memes, and it's funny. Like he was too busy being motivating. He ended up motivating himself to become president. And, like, that's true. Like, it just fizzled out. Like, hey guys, I'm gonna become president. And a year later, hey, Mr. West, what happened? Oh, I got distracted.
I don't know what's why. It's not like he's doing anything. Ross, 1 through 9.
Give me 2.
2. Ross, let's just talk about anything Asian.
Yeah, my man.
Ross, do you like egg rolls?
Hell yeah.
Jackie Chan movies.
Sure, dude.
Big Wall of China.
It's a big ass wall.
Mulan. I'm just Asian anything.
The what?
Mulan.
Mulan. Oh, okay. I thought you said Iran. I'm like, no, that's not Asian.
It is.
No, Iran.
Yeah, it is.
You said Mulan?
I said Mulan, but Iran is Asian also. Iran's in Asia. Is it?
Okay. I'm not. Honestly, I
No,
don't
but
even know.
man, if it's in Africa, I'm gonna feel like a huge asshole. Let's see.
Hugh Jackman. Like
Google.
instead of Hugh Jackman, is Hugh Jack Zasshole. There you go, a fake name right there.
Let's see.
Oh shit, I tried to metal screen, but it ended horribly.
Is
Oh, terrible.
I-
Oh shit.
Ross, let
Yep.
us see. Let us see. Let us see. Let us see. Okay, so this is what I put. What country is Iran in? Asia.
Holy shit! Really?
Oh,
That's
2
crazy.
points for me. Yay!
That's insane. I never would have thought of that.
I knew it was in Asia. I knew it was in Asia.
Honestly, I thought it was just its own thing. Like, hey,
What?
that's Iran. Hey, that's
That's
Iraq.
Australia. Australia is its own thing. But cool.
Okay, that's true. That's a good point.
All right. So we did anything Asian, Ross. I need you to pick 1 through 8. Hurry, Ross, hurry. The world depends on it.
Give me 3.
I'll give you 3. Ross. I'm not going to read that.
Well, I can't see it, dude.
Oh, well, then maybe I should move it down.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Ross, have you ever seen a naked dad?
No, and I plan not to.
Okay. Let's see. Ross, 1 through. How many? 1 through 7.
Give me 6.
Ross, have you ever had caviar?
Wait, what is it? Some kind of fish or something? Wait. Oh, what the fuck? That's just fucking weird.
So caviar is fish eggs, and so I guess it's telling you just to suck the eggs out of the.
Yeah. I read it. I mean, I don't know about that part, but I mean, look, fish is pretty tight. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Have you had caviar?
I don't think I had. Is it kind of like black? It looked kind of like ash, right?
Yeah.
I don't.
They
Maybe.
say
I'm not sure,
it's
to be honest.
expensive, but you have to. It's an acquired taste. It's like
Essentially, you're
liquor.
eating money, as I would like to say. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so expensive, but an acquired taste. Like you're just eating it just to eat it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, look at me, I'm eating caviar. What's it taste like? Tastes like shit. Exactly.
Ross, 1 through 6.
Give me 3.
Okay,
3, 6,
Ross.
mafia.
What are your thoughts? And this should be an easy one. What are your thoughts on
Hey,
Netflix?
before I continue, did you hear about this? Justice League Snyder Cuts released on HBO Max.
Yes.
Dude, that's awesome. I mean, if you're a fan of that, that's cool. Oh, Netflix. Dude, actually, I use Netflix the most. Ironically, like I'm subscribed to the other streaming services because I'm a streaming service.
Okay.
But Netflix is. I mean, look, I'm like a habitual person. Most of my shows are on Netflix, so that's cool for me. But I want to check out this one documentary on Netflix. It's the psychedelics, like talking about psychedelics, all that shit. That looks pretty fun.
What is it? I've never heard of it.
I mean, it's an infamous drug from the '60s that makes you see pictures.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that. You know, but it's. I mean, like the modern equivalent would be Molly and MDMA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
got you. I got you. All right, Ross, we are halfway done. Let us, Terry, no further.
Give me 4.
Ross, what are your thoughts on slowly releasing a fart over 2 minutes? A huge fart.
Yeah, that sounds intense. Like like the metal growls, but for your ass. Uh, just a really really like intense. Add some like metal instrumentals to it, and just kind of like just slow chugging guitars and just coming out. Yeah. Oh God, that's hilarious.
All right, Ross, 1 through 4.
Um, give me 2.
Ross, what are your thoughts on jazz?
I love jazz.
Do you really?
Yes, I do. Remember that one time, like I was playing. This is funny. I was playing jazz on my tablet, right? And like Xavier said, like, turn that off. That sounds like a porno.
That's funny.
And I'm like, dude, oh shit. And I was thinking about it, like, oh man, was that the vibe I was accidentally creating? My bad. But you gotta admit, jazz is really good. Listen, yeah, like very very horny.
Who
Excuse
is
me for that.
it? Anytime I hear it, it's those old detective, not detective, but those old private eye shows,
Oh yeah,
in
yeah.
black and white, and it's always raining for whatever reason on those shows, and then it's
Right?
like it was raining out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, Ross, 1, 2, or 3. I'll
Give
let
me 3.
3. Ross, whip it out.
Whipping it out
You
like your
whipping it out.
credit card and pay for shit,
Okay, yeah.
and then later.
I don't know
whip it
why
out.
people always assume whip out your dick. Why can't you just whip
Cause
out
we're
a credit
dirty.
card
That's why.
or whip out a magic wand? Or why not just whip out a whip?
Whip out your fist. Like,
Nice. Nice.
give him a black fucking eye.
Ross, fist me right now.
But bam.
Yeah. All right, Ross. 1 or 2.
Uno.
Ross, I need you to tell me a 12-foot scepter of bone. I don't know. I think that's. I don't know what. I think. What is a scepter? Is it like a weapon?
It's like a cane. I think it's like a. I'm think it's a. No, yeah, yeah. It's like what kings have in their hand, or like
Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
oh,
Just
they
like,
always sit down. They always have something in their hand.
yeah, not like a cane, but it's a very fancy looking
No, I get
cane.
it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And it's gonna use to whack people with. It's like a cannibal king, king cannibal. Oh, no character.
Ah, son of a bitch.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, let's see. Scepter. No, it is, Ross. It is. You are exactly right. This is what it
But
looks like.
bam. Of course I'm right.
Da, 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 da. Boom, right there. That's a scepter.
You really like doing this shit.
Doing what shit?
like sharing the screen so I could see your
Well,
screen.
I can show you.
Well, yeah, I know, but I just
I can show you the world.
you show off.
There it is, right there.
Yeah,
Boom. So no, you are right. It is a scepter.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, like the Loki staff thingy majig.
Yes, yes, yeah, absolutely. From the Revengers. Okay, how do I
Hello.
turn this off? Ross, I need your thoughts on lotion.
Put the lotion in the basket. The lotion goes in the basket.
You got it. Basket. Let's
Yeah.
just pretend this is a basket. Lotion, basket, cool.
But
Let's-
bam.
All right, Ross. Is that the last one? It is the last one.
Yeah, that was the last one.
That was the last one. Ross, you know what happens when we get to the last one? We
The show is over.
never say goodbye. All right, Ross. That was fun. Oh, shit. All right, Ross. Well, this was fun, exciting, and grand.
Oh, you know what we should add? Just for like kind of a note for the next episode or whatever, like an intro song and then an outro song. You know, like when we start the episode, start playing a song from Spotify, and then to end the episode, just play a different song or whatever.
I just don't want to have to deal with the whole copyright stuff,
Ah,
especially
that's true.
with the new YouTube rules, and it's like it's just not even worth it.
Yeah, exactly, dude. YouTube now is so lame. You know, it's like all this rules and regulations, like whatever. YouTube
Yeah,
is all right because we're uploading to YouTube right now. But seriously, it's a monopoly.
it is. It is.
I know, right? Because like, what other streaming service? I mean, not streaming service, but what other video uploading services there besides YouTube? Just YouTube.
Vimeo,
Oh yeah, what's it?
Dailymotion, Pornhub.
Oh fuck, you got a
Uh,
good point. But I mean,
there's a lot of them out there. It's just YouTube is the most famous one, just because Usher uses it. He uses it. I don't know if he does. I'm just
yeah, well, that's true.
all right, Ross. Well, this was
Yeah,
really
good point.
cool and everything. I really liked the community discussion that we had. I liked it more
Yeah,
than
for
the lotion discussion that we had.
sure.
Yeah, Ross. I will see you later. Hit me up when you
But
want to
bam, peace.
later, man. And we are